for tuning in to listen to our broadcast, Eagle Club Network. We are the future emerging and aspiring global leaders and entrepreneurs from the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas Metroplex, who are a part of the Future Leaders Outreach Network. Pursue your dreams, Eagle Club Project.
The program, supported by the Family Youth Services Bureau, is developed to teach evidence-based teen pregnancy prevention curriculum that teaches middle and high school students to set boundaries from drugs, alcohol, violence, bullying, and all premature sexual activity. Also, parents and other adults can attend our Parent Involvement Network workshops.
We thought you ought to know.
Our slogan is "Leaders are like eagles, soaring to reach the top." So grab a pad and pen and be ready to write down some valuable practical principles and promising practices that would encourage, empower, cultivate, and motivate you to soar like an eagle to the top of the summit, the highest point to reach.
We thought you ought to know. And now, the Eagle Club Network broadcast.
Pursue your dreams, please pursue your dreams, because they'll be life-changing. Pursue your dreams.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the Eagle Club Network. I am Dr. Diana Clemens, the Executive Director and founder of Future Leaders Outreach Network, and we are really excited about launching the first show broadcast with our young people who are the Eagle Club Ambassador members. And I'm going to introduce, first starting with my staff, and then I will have them to introduce themselves, and then we will go right into our program on this morning. That is this afternoon, actually, depending on where you are in the country. But it is 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time in Arlington, Texas. We're looking at Six Flags. And but let me go ahead and take this time out now to introduce none other than our office finance manager, and that is none other than Juan Stewart.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is a pleasure to be speaking to you here on behalf of Future Leaders Outreach Network and the Eagle Ambassadors Club. We're looking forward to the broadcast in the coming weeks and things that we're going to be doing to empower youth, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to get into some principles that are going to empower lives and just make everybody's lives better. Dr. Clemens, you can go ahead and introduce our hosts today.
Our hosts today are...
My name is Symia, and...
Go ahead and share with them what school you attend, what grade you're in.
I go to Crowley Middle School. I'm in 8th grade.
Okay, wonderful. Next.
My name is Jade, and I go to North Crowley 9th grade campus, and yeah.
Okay, alrighty. Go ahead.
My name is Maya. I go to Gunn Junior High School, and I'm in 7th grade.
My name is Jordan Johnson. I go to Saginaw High School, and I am a senior.
Okay, and we have two others who had a conflict of scheduling. Young people very busy, and so those two young people, why don't you share with them who are those listeners who are listening, who are our other two ambassadors? Go ahead, one of you.
Natasha Preston, she goes to Arlington Heights High School.
Okay.
And Deunatae Preston, he goes to Young Men's Leadership Academy.
Okay, so we just introduced to you just a few of our Eagle Club Ambassador members, and if you are interested, if you have young people in your program, whether it's schools here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we're also going to invite some of the other Family Youth Services Bureau who are funded by the Administration of Children and Family for our program, Personal Responsibility Education Program, and we are a federally funded program, and we are going to also extend an invite to them to also call in and be a part of our broadcast. But if you're right here locally in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, please give us a call at area code 817-678-4695. That's 817-678-4695. Or you can visit us on our website, and that is F for Future, L for Leaders, O for Outreach, infonetwork.org, and you can learn more about our program, inquire about wanting to be a part of the Eagle Club Ambassadors as well as this radio broadcast. We'll talk more about our program, and then you just do this right now. Grab a pad and pen, because we are going to share some powerful principles. Okay, let's start out by talking about the program. Personal Responsibility Education Program funded by the Family Youth Services Bureau. And as we frame our message around Personal Responsibility Education Program, commonly known as PREP, And we have this grant. We received this grant in October. We walked through the doors of our new office located at 2229 Avenue J, Suite 101, and we're right off of 360 and Avenue J. And so when we first got this grant and just framing our message around preparing young people, teaching them evidence-based curriculum, and we use 2 curriculums, actually 3, but the 2 core curriculums that we choose to teach, which teaches young people why it's important to set boundaries from sex, drugs, alcohol, and we also include bullying in that as well. Our program is inclusive. It's for all teens, no matter what school they go to, no matter what your ethnicity is, no matter what your issue is. We include all teens to include LGBTQ. We're going to be talking about that, and not maybe on this broadcast, but on future broadcasts where we know that all teens should have an opportunity to pursue their dreams. So when we talk about PrEP, Personal Responsibility Education Program, we teach abstinence and contraceptive education and making sure that young people, if they make that choice, it's their personal responsibility to make sure that they stay focused on pursuing their dreams, to make sure that they apply those principles of setting those boundaries so they will not cross over those boundaries and be engaged in any of those risky behaviors. So I'm going to start this broadcast out by asking you, Mr. Stewart, to share about choices. You know, choices as relates to tying it back into the purpose of our program.
Thank you, Dr. Clemens. Personal responsibility. That is really what our lives should be based upon. Personal responsibility. What has happened, what has brought about the government spending this money to fund programs like the Personal Responsibility Education Program is that we're living in a society where people are making choices and then don't want to be responsible for them. We see where parents are spending $50, $100, $200,000 to get their kids out of jail, to get their kids out of trouble, but there's no responsibility in the action. I think it was C.S. Lewis who said experience is a great teacher, said, and boy, do we learn. We have to allow, we have to make sure that when we are making choices that we're qualified to make, that we are ready to make. If you don't have a driver's license, it's hard for you to choose to get in a car and drive it. You know, that's not a choice you're ready to make. There are choices that we are ready to make in life, and we have to be able to accept that. But tying it into choices really quickly is the most powerful thing in the universe is a thought. Everything that exists in this universe, somebody thought of it. I don't care. Someone had a to create that. The most powerful act, and in school, I know y'all take this in school, to teach you about verbs, right? Verbs, the most powerful action in the universe is a choice. First comes the thought. That's the thought. But the action that comes behind it is choice.
Wonderful.
And whether you make the choices that we make in our lives are seeds that we literally plant into the ground.
I'm going to ask one of the young people to answer and respond to that. Do you know if there are negative consequences and also positive consequences? What would the answer be, yes or no?
Yes, most definitely, because there's always negative to something, and there's always it depends on what you do. It's like if you're going to choose to do drugs, there's going to be a bad thing that you could get cancer.
What about you, Josh? Go ahead, Jordan.
I believe that if you do choose to do drugs, or there's not going to be a great consequence or a good consequence that's going to come out of that, because I've known people to do drugs and it's not a good turnout for them. They always end up coming or going to someone for help, and it's kind of like when you've asked for that help so many times and people are trying to, and they see that you're struggling with that, or they see that you're doing wrong or doing that drug, and they know that it's not good for you, and they try to help you, and you're not, you say, okay, yeah, I know what to do, I got it. But when you don't change anything about it, when you don't change the people that you hang out with, you don't expect that, to be a successful or a good thing or a good come out.
Wonderful. And those comments, the first one was from Maya and the second one was from Jordan. Go ahead, Symia. Why don't you share your comments on that?
If you do something you're not supposed to do and it's bad, there's something bad that will come out of it. If you do something you're supposed to do, like do your work in schools, like example, if you know you do good, you're going to get like a good grade. If you do drugs, your parents are going to find out and you'll have a consequence, a negative consequence.
Negative consequence. Okay, and how about you, Jade?
Well, I actually think that there's only positive consequences because everything that you do, like Mr. Wan said, is a learning experience, and the experience is the best teacher. So if you do something like whether the consequence is good or bad, there will you'll always learn, and you won't either you won't do it again or you'll go back and repeat it, but you'll learn every time.
I just got to say that I love that even taking negative circumstance and seeing it as positive, in that you are going to learn from that negative circumstance and have a positive result in your life. It teaches us not to get into pity parties and feel sorry for ourselves, because that's another way that we don't take personal responsibility. By it's always someone else's fault. Someone made me do something. And personal responsibility means that no one makes you do anything. That's one of the founding principles of personal responsibility, is that no one makes you do anything. It's just good to hear young people speaking this eloquently and maturely on personal responsibility.
Absolutely. And I know Miss Bailey, IT Bailey, who is our project officer, when we were talking just several days ago about how to frame our message around personal responsibility, and that the education that we provide through our curriculum, I walked away with an aha from that conference call that we had, because we commonly say PREP. PREP is the short-term name for Personal Responsibility Education Program. And that while the RFP, request for proposal, when we wrote the grant in 2015, is centered around teen pregnancy prevention, this is just not a teen pregnancy prevention program. It's about preparing young people to take personal responsibility for the choices that they make.
Yes.
So make sure that they get to the outcome, and whatever that outcome is, it's all about pursuing their personal dreams. And so we're going to hear from the young people, because last night we came together and had our launch party and talked about the purpose of the program to get them prepared for this first day to hear a broadcast for teens and young adults,
Tune in
co-hosted by
every
teens and young
Saturday, 1
adults.
p.m.
And
to
our
3
quick is called We
p.m. to
Thought You
listen
Ought to
to
Know.
teens,
So on the count of three, I want all of us to
college-age
say
students,
that.
parents, and other community leaders from the
On the count of
Dallas
three,
Fort
1,
Worth
2, 3.
Metroplex.
We thought you ought to know. And
Scheduled
because
from
we
throughout
thought you
the
ought to
nation.
know, we want to hear from each one of our young people.
And watching our YouTube channel, both found by typing in Future Leaders Outreach Network. If you are interested in getting involved with our Pursue Your Dream Eagle Club project, or being one of our special guests, then visit our website at www.flon.org or call us at 817-678-4695.
That number again is 817-678-4695.
And remember, you are a leader like an eagle soaring to reach the top of the summit, the highest point to reach. Supported by the Family Youth Services Bureau.
We thought you ought to know.